right, what's up, everybody? It is the pregame show at Habs tonight. The Habs facing Washington Capitals tonight. I'm joined by our newest co-host, the one and only, the beautiful Marco. How's it going, buddy?
I'm great, Shayne. How about yourself, bud? Good to see you as always.
Fantastic. So you're in Italy right now, for those who don't know. Want to tell us a bit about that?
Well, I'm currently in Rome right now. I'm taking part in this academy here called Soccer Management Institute. Took part in the combine in the summer. I got invited over here. Training's been fantastic. Met a lot of professional coaches and all that. And definitely my time here has been great. Even outside the soccer side of it, the food, just the lifestyle in Italy is beautiful. Had a few semi-pro tryouts here. But nothing beats the life back home in Montreal. So excited to get back soon.
Damn, that's sweet. And to show everybody how dedicated this man is, he's in Italy. He's 6-hour difference, and he's still watching the Habs games at like 2 a.m. So,
of course,
props to you, my man. Props to you. So, yeah, the Habs facing Washington tonight. Big test. That's a hot team. We're facing Samsonov, who's had 2 shutouts in a row here.
Oh, yeah, he's been on fire.
It's going to be tricky, and we've got a few lineup changes. Seems that Cedric Paquette is making his way back to the lineup. Sami Niku as well. And Jake Allen is starting with Petzetta likely being scratched and Norlinder as well. So what do you think about our lines here?
Well, going into it, they're kind of similar to last games, except obviously Paquette making his way back to the lineup. I was very surprised to see that they would cut Paling, especially how red hot he's been lately. I mean, first start last game. Can't really ask for much more from his side of it, right?
Yeah. No, I really hope that's either him or Paquette goes on the wing and they cut Petzetta. Like, I don't really know what the move is there, but it's interesting to see. Another notable missing player is Brett Kulak, who did not make the trip.
Yeah.
Seems to be injured. We don't know much about the injury itself, but Sami Niku making his way back. He's played 5 games this season. He's had 2 assists plus 3. Pretty good numbers for him. I don't know who he's going to be paired up with, but I'm excited to see him play. What about you?
Yeah, definitely excited to see that some of that intensity, what he could bring, especially against the Capitals, is going to be a tough test. We could use all the talent we could get, really.
That's it. You said it, eh? Caps is a tough test. I mean, they have one of the hottest players in the league right now. The grade 8, Alex Ovechkin, has 15 goals this season, which puts him, second or third?
Second in the NHL. He's been on fire. And I mean, this is coming from somebody who has him on his fantasy team too. So
I know.
I've definitely been loving it on that side of it. But today, hoping he's put some donuts for the boys.
Goose egg, please.
Goose eggs.
But yeah, we're going to have to watch out for the penalty box because, I mean, we all know what he can do on the power play. This guy just stands at the circle, waits for the puck, and puts it in.
Yeah.
It's beautiful to see, but yeah, definitely watch out for the penalties today.
Yeah, I mean, so like you said, when Ovi gets in his office, it's kind of game over from there, especially how he's been playing this season, especially. And I mean, the Habs, as we know, they're not great on the penalty kill. They rank 29th in the league. I think with like only a 69%. And I mean, Washington, they don't have the greatest power play statistically, but I mean, when you come up against the way that the Habs have been defending their power plays, we definitely have to do a good job shutting them down there, especially against that trio up front and Obi, who's been playing like an absolute animal this season.
It's pretty crazy to see. And I mean, in his career, Ovechkin has 55 points in 50 games against the Habs. So it's fair to say that he likes to play against us. But I mean, he's not their only weapon. Like Kuznetsov has been having a sick season. Tom Wilson as well. John Carlson's always a threat on the back end.
All 4 of those
pretty good team.
Yeah, all 4 of those guys lead the Caps in points. So I mean, not guys to take lightly, that's for sure.
No chance. And you noted an interesting thing about their lineup today with Tom Wilson shifting down to the second line. What can you tell us about that?
Yeah, I did notice that. I think it was a bit of a shocker, especially to see Wilson move away from Ovi and Kuzi and those guys.
Mm-hmm.
And having Protas come in the first line. He's played 8 games all season. He's got 1 assist on the year. So it's a bit of a shock there, but I think there's 2 reasons why the Caps could have potentially made that move, and I'll tell you why. One of them, maybe they notice that their top line produces a lot, and that if the Habs could shut down that first line, they could be in trouble. So maybe separating a bit of the talent, kind of diversifying the lines, could give
Mm-hmm.
them kind of a more of a competitive edge against the Habs, because I do believe that the Habs have more offensive depth in their
Yeah.
lineups. So I think that could be one of the reasons for sure. And the other one, yeah, I think it has to be said, it's got to be Josh Anderson. I mean, he's basically like our Tom Wilson in a sense, our power horse, along with Gallagher. He's definitely probably one of our most physical players. Likes to get into it, likes to defend his teammates. So I definitely think that played a part of it too, having Wilson against Anderson there to match him up,
Yeah.
which I think could open up some opportunity for our boy Cole Caulfield. Maybe he could come out of his shell a little bit this season, snipe one in the back of the net. Very looking forward to that. I hope we can see it happen for sure.
Mm-hmm. Very possible. I mean, he's been playing well. Like he obviously hasn't put up the points since coming back from Laval, but like he's still been doing his thing. Like he's had some nifty moves here and there, and it's just building the chemistry between him and Nick and Tyler as well. So I think I'm also expecting a big game out of him. I don't know. Did you see the new commercial with Cole and Tyler with
I
the
did
the
not.
new McDonald's burger?
No, I didn't. Tell me about it.
It's pretty weird, but I've actually tried the burger yesterday. It's not that bad.
Really?
But hey, hopefully that commercial boosts them up. I don't know. I'm looking for anything here, but
You're definitely
hey,
not going to
who
find
knows?
any. You're not going to find any Habs burgers here in Rome. I'll tell you that.
Yeah, I bet. I bet. Wow, that'd be pretty funny though.
Yeah,
Um,
but like you
but
said,
yeah.
I know. I was just going to say. I mean, I think definitely Cole's built up a bit of confidence since being back in the AHL, putting a few in the back of the net. So I
Mhm.
think today could be a potential bounce back spot, especially against the Caps. I think that could really get the blood going.
That's it. No, I remember I went to see a game in Laval and he was fantastic. Him and Paling were flying on the ice. It was beautiful. So now you see what happened with Ryan. He's really coming to his own, and I'm not worried about Cole whatsoever. I think even if it's not tonight, he'll pop off at some point, and he'll unblock. But another guy that I'm kind of hoping starts to unblock soon is Jeff Petry, because it's been fairly quiet this season. I mean, obviously we're comparing it to last season, which he was in the Norris conversation. He was lighting it up, but like this year, not so much. What do you think is missing there for Petrie?
I mean, I think part of it is kind of like having that expectation to fill into kind of Weber's role a little bit
Mm,
since he's been absent from the lineup with injury, obviously. But because last year he kind of initially served as a 1B option and he kind of flourished from there. So now I think there's a lot more expectation on him carrying on his shoulders. And I mean, the Habs in general have been unfortunate with injuries. I think that's no shocker to anybody. So when you pile that up onto it, kind of gives him less opportunity to flourish. But he definitely has the talent for sure.
mhm.
I think he's definitely one of our rocks on the defensive side of it, even though this season, some parts maybe he hasn't shown it, but I'm optimistic he'll get it going. I think for sure he's too good of a player not to.
That's it. I mean, well said there. Like for me, it's got to play in the factors of, okay, you had a really short summer. This
Mhm.
guy has 3 kids at home. Probably didn't have much time to sleep. Well, not to sleep, but like to rest and actually enjoy his time off. It was like hockey, and then a couple of days off maybe, and then hockey back again. And let's remember he's missing his partner, right? He played all last year with Edmondson, and
Yeah.
together they were money. And Edmondson hasn't played a game so far this season. He is on the trip though, so
Yep.
this week potentially could come back. But yeah, Jeff is like I could see a similar situation to Cole, where both of them, if they start racking up the points, even if it's a greasy goal or whatever, they could get going. So those are two guys we really need on our lineup, and they could be crucial for us. But another guy, this is a big one. Jake Allen coming back tonight from
Yes,
his
sir.
concussion. Huge, huge, huge. I mean, Jake has been so good this season. Obviously, didn't get much wins because the team in front of him hasn't been good, but he's been money. He has 2 shutouts this season. It's just so good. So I'm excited to have him back on the lineup. How about you?
For sure. And I mean, you saw what Jake did last season for us. I mean, he really was there when we needed him. And he
Hmm.
definitely is that talented goaltender that we need at this point. I mean, thankfully we've had Montembeault who's been playing lights out for a lot of the games for sure. But yeah, having Jakey back in the lineup, I mean, I think it's a good sign. I think it'd be a good spot for him if he could get a win against the Caps. Definitely get the team going, get him going. But yeah, I'm very excited to see him back in the lineup for sure.
Yeah, we're gonna need him tonight because, like we said, they've got some pretty good power there on Washington's side.
Yeah.
Um, I mean, aside from that, like special units has been terrible for us in general. Power play's been slightly, gradually getting better. Penalty kills is just trash, though. It's not going anywhere. Um, do you think something needs to change? I mean, we've got Paquette coming back today. He's been all right on the PK. What do you think on that end?
I mean, I think just scoring in general, like you said, I mean, sometimes you got to get a few of the greasers in there just to get the gears going. So
Mm-hmm.
I think the Habs have the firepower definitely to get something going on the power play. I mean, we saw it a lot last season. So I think it just takes kind of like also stringing two wins together and having the power plays produce on both of those games. Obviously, I think once you get kind of a hot streak going, it'll be kind of hard to let go of it from there. So I think really just taking advantage of the opportunities, putting the pucks in net, maybe getting Washington a little more extra aggravated this game. I mean, we know
Mm-hmm.
how Tommy Boy coos his temper every now and then. So I think maybe if they could get on his nerves a little bit, kind of draw a few penalties. Obviously, with opportunities comes chances. So
Mm-hmm.
I think it's a mix of the chances and it's just a mix of also capitalizing on the opportunities because we've seen even a lot this season, Habs have had a lot of chances, but capitalization, whether it be a hot goalie or just missing a few that should have gone in. I mean, at the end of the day, you got to capitalize on the opportunities, and that goes
There
for
you
any.
go. Yeah, yeah, definitely. I mean, you said something really interesting there, and that's stringing 2 wins in a row, which we have not been able to do this season. Granted, we haven't been able to win much at all, but like whenever we do win, and it's usually like really good games, The game against Detroit, we steamrolled them. We should
Yeah,
have had momentum coming into the next game, and we didn't. We fell flat. Same thing against San Jose. Like that's a big deal. We just beat San Jose in San Jose and we haven't done that for the past like 20 years. But the next game fell flat again. And then, we have a sick game against Nashville. Obviously, it ended a bit weird there with the Duchesne hat trick, but it's still a game that I feel should bring momentum. And we saw at the practice there, the Habs were having a good time, like
oh,
doing
for
shootouts and celebrating and just having fun. And Chris Weidman had a pretty good interview after that, saying how important it is to really enjoy and you put the work boots on and you actually grind, but then you can actually do stuff like this, and it's just good for the team morale. So if we can string 2 wins in a row, that could be huge for us. And
yeah,
yeah, I mean, power play wise, so many weapons, yet nothing happening, right? I don't know. Like last game, I really liked Drouin passing to Gallagher, Galley tipping it in. Like that's the kind of goals, that's the kind of plays we need to make here on the power play, and we're not. But hey, if it starts sticking like yesterday, like no, sorry, not yesterday, last game. Um,
a little while
could,
back.
that's it. Could be something good there, and I mean the PK. I really don't know what we need to do there. I mean, realistically, we need Philip Dano on the PK. That's what we
Yeah,
need. But I don't know if Paquette can fill in that role tonight. Fingers crossed. That's been his biggest upside so far this season. So it's interesting to see there.
I mean, I sure hope so. I mean, Ducharme said that Paquette's shown him a lot of confidence, and that he has a lot of confidence in him. So
Hmm.
I hope what he says is true, and that Paquette could bring some of that upside, like you said, on the PK, because the Habs need it. They need to one stay out of the penalty box, especially tonight, and they just gotta be able to defend power plays because they haven't been doing the best of jobs this season. But I mean, I'm optimistic. I think they could do it, especially when they get a lot of their guys back from injury.
That's it.
I definitely think it could be a new look Habs that we could be looking at a little closer towards Christmas in the second half of the year too.
Yeah.
And want to bring up another interesting point that you said. I mean, the Habs are just having a hell of a time at practice before, right? Enjoying themselves, slapping their sticks on the ice during the shootout. And I mean, I think sometimes that's like what all of us as athletes needs. A lot of them could be, sometimes you get overwhelmed. You kind of think of it more as a job sometimes and something you love to do. So
Yeah,
when you have that aspect of something you just really enjoy doing, it just makes the game a whole lot more fun for the group. I mean, especially coming off a huge win against Nashville.
there you
Like
go.
if you're having fun, you got the confidence up there, then I mean that could be one of the most dangerous things that goes up against any team. So
For sure.
I'm hoping we see some of that enjoyment tonight. Just boys enjoying the game and doing what they love to do.
Yeah. Yeah, it plays a huge part. I mean, I've never played high level hockey, but I know when I did play, it's never a fun time in the locker room and outside when you lose. And we've been losing a lot this season, so I can expect the team morale to be really down. And after a big win like that, to see them have fun at practice is a great indicator. I
For sure.
think if they can keep that energy going and the love for the hockey, like whether you like it or not. I mean, when you keep losing, it doesn't become fun to go to work. You're paid to play hockey, but then again, you're like, yeah, fuck, we're probably gonna lose. So is it really that fun? So it's an interesting situation. I think stringing 2 wins in a row is crucial for the foreseeable future, because if we keep falling in that you know momentum that we've had of, yeah, get a big win then lose a few, and then a big win and lose a few,
Yeah, I
it's looking
mean,
like a lottery pick here. It's not cool.
yeah, I mean, for sure. I mean, once they get those wins together, I mean, you can't go anywhere if you can't string 2 wins together. Like you said, it's a lot of one big win, getting the hopes up, and then you go on a little bit of a dry spell. But yeah, I mean, I think if they could bring the confidence like they've been showing, especially during practice, I think could be a game changer, really. And I mean, we talk about it a lot, positivity in general, habsitivity. So the player is showing a bit of that too. I mean, it gives us as fans something to be excited about, right?
There you go. Yeah, it's always
Mm.
nice to see. It's always
And
nice to
then,
see.
yeah, and then, I mean, sometimes as athletes too, sometimes things aren't going well, but it's about drawing the positives out of everything and not looking at things at a negative point of view. So
Hmm.
if the players could do that, I mean, I think it definitely helped their case, and if it helps their case, it helps our case as fans, right?
Bingo, bingo. Yeah, well said. I mean, it's up to them, right? And I think the coaching staff also has a part to play in that. Dominic Chum, Alex Burrows, Richardson there. Um, they do have some responsibility in team morale, team mentality, and all that. And it's fun to see that. Obviously, the coaches decided to do shootouts like that, right? So um, I appreciate seeing the coaches, rewarding the players in a way. I think it's just good for everyone. And again, like I keep saying it, but I want to be in that room so bad. I just want to know more. Like I want to see how the interactions are, because like a couple weeks ago I bet it was terrible, and now I feel like it's better. So let's hope it plays into tonight's game. It's a big one, scary one. Expectations are low, and that could play in our favor actually.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen it before this season, where we come up huge upset wins. I mean, we saw it against Calgary for sure, top of the Pacific right now, one of the hottest teams in the league. I mean, if we
Yeah,
could do it against them and we could do it against Nashville, who's been an impressive team, maybe not to Calgary standards, but I mean, kind of similar situation going up against a great goalie like Saros, going against Samsonov, who's been on fire. I mean, the Habs could do it. And I think if they just bring in the intensity, take shots early, maybe if they could just take chances, if Sammy lets in a weak one there, it could get the confidence a little bit drained on his part. Especially like I noticed as a goalie, if you're playing in a tandem and you're splitting games, I mean, your confidence as a whole is already like it can only go up to a certain point. So if you start to creep in some doubt, then it's not a good mix. So the Habs could bring the intensity early, like we see them do this season, and take advantage of the opportunities, getting some, even if it's a greasy goal, anything to just kind of get our morale up and theirs down.
exactly. And then you said something interesting there. That, I mean, we have to start hot, right? The first period historically this season has been our best. Second and third have been kind of ass, but The first is so important. I mean, the first goal is crucial, and against a team like that, I mean, Samsonov is his confidence is through the roof right now. It's 2 shutouts in a row. So if you can get one early on him, that could throw him off. That could throw the entire team off. So a strong start, I think, is the key here, and then keeping the lead. Right, we saw against Nashville, we were winning 5-0, and they
Mhm.
scored 3 on us. Like we almost blew it. So yeah, getting the early lead and keeping that lead, that's what we need to do here. That's it. It's
Yeah.
very simple, but it's hard to do.
Yeah, you definitely brought up a good point there about not only like establishing the lead, but keeping it because we've seen the Habs do it a lot this season. Like you said, first period's been one of the strongest. All the games that I've watched, they come in hot in the first period, but then the game ends up slipping from their hands.
Yeah.
So, I mean, if they could do that, like really just keep the momentum in their favor too, because obviously momentum plays a huge part of it. If they could kind of put all those aspects into one, then I think I think potentially we could shape up for a bit of an upset here. I don't know. I'm hopeful. Are you hopeful, Shane?
Mhm. Always habsitivity, my man. Habsitivity. It's always it's in my blood. So
Yeah,
yeah, I mean, it's tattooed on me literally. So I
literally.
have to I have to be optimistic. I mean, it's hockey, right? Like we should be grateful to have hockey to begin with everything that's happened. It's always a good time, when during the day, there's a hockey game at night. Doesn't matter the result. You're like, okay, let's watch my favorite hockey team play. That's it. That's
Yeah.
really it. And the win at the end is the cherry on top. But I'm just excited for tonight. I think coming off a big win should be a good game. I usually don't partake in predictions. Do you have one for tonight, or what do you feel?
I don't know. I kind of try to stay away from the whole predictions type of aspect because then more often than not, I kind of see myself let down a little tad. So
Yeah, yeah,
I'm definitely drawing positives from what the Habs have been showing, and I'm definitely aware of what Washington's capable of doing. But I don't know, try to stay away from the prediction side of it if I'm going to be
fair
completely
enough.
honest from you. But I think the Habs could surprise some people tonight. I think I'll leave it at that.
Hmm. It's a good prediction. I mean, I like that. I like the
Yeah.
sound of that. Um, that about wraps it up. You got anything else you want to add there?
One thing that I did notice, I mean, that's a hell of a cap you're rocking up there, Shaner.
Oh, buddy.
Mind telling the fans where they could get one?
Oh, buddy. For people who don't know yet, you can visit the habstonight.net website. We have a 20% off store wide rebate right now. If you use the promo code DALE, it is a limited time offer. Okay, so get yours while it's hot. These these hats are fantastic. The merch itself is fantastic. There's stuff for everybody. Amazing designs by our amazing Annick Lemay. Listen, just go browse. You'll find some stuff. Great Christmas gifts, and it's a way to support us. So we appreciate everybody who gets their merch and rocks it. Um, yeah, I mean,
Some
I wear this hat literally every day, so it's I can vouch
I
for it. It's sick.
I could
It's
vouch for
sick.
that, he does. I don't
I
blame you.
really do.
I don't blame you. There's some pretty sweet threads. I can't wait
Yeah.
to get some of my own.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So that's about it for the pregame show, guys. Big game against the Caps tonight. Let's see what happens. I do believe we have a post game tonight. Not sure who does it, but win or lose, let's have fun. Let's stay habsitive. Did I use that adjective right? It's a verb now, people. It's a verb. Let's
Yeah,
stay habsitive.
we
Okay.
gotta all stay habsitive. You said it. And it's
So
definitely gonna be a hot one tonight too. Regardless of the scoreline, I definitely think it's gonna be an entertaining one, and there could be a room for a lot of interesting things to happen. I'll be here watching it at 1 a.m. as I usually do with the Habs. I mean, got to show the support, and I'm just excited for this game in particular in general. So I think fans are in store for a hot one tonight.
there you go. What a beauty. Well, thank you, Marco, for doing this with me. Welcome officially to the Habs Tonight team. It's a pleasure to have you, my man.
It's a
We're
pleasure to
looking
be.
forward to more projects together, and have a good game, everybody.
Yeah, I'm just thrilled to be part of this community too, to be able to share my point of views and my thoughts with everyone watching. I definitely want to be part of that Habstivity. just give everybody something to talk about. I'm excited to bring some more content for everybody watching.
Right on, man. Right on.
Yeah.
Take care, everyone.